Hi everyone, it's me Giovanni, but I'm pretty sure people already know that. Um, there has been some things going on. Like, for example, Roblox is being talked about again, and yeah, it's just been somewhere. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next to the app, but I don't I don't know and I don't care. Okay, okay. Um sorry. Okay. So this is gonna be about Five Nights at Freddy's again. Okay. So I've I thought about you know, about how human characters in Five Nights at Freddy's are really like they're just characters, right? And it's not like we would want to know or have to know pretty much anything or everything about them, right? Right? Because I thought about it and I was like, you know what? It's probably a good thing that Scott didn't make whole separate sections or chapters of his games where it takes the time to get to know certain characters like actual information about them that would actually not be theorized so much. Um yeah, like even with certain details like what happened in their life, like school and stuff like that, or their family, um, or like their relationships with certain characters, like stuff like that, you know. And you know what? In a way, I'm kind of glad that that doesn't really happen because I mean, a game is not focused on learning characters like backstories or anything about them. Five Nights at Freddy's is just focusing on what's going on in the game itself, especially the environment, the atmosphere of those games. I mean, there is Secret of the Mimic that actually has the story explained, especially through audio logs. Sorry, something in my mouth keeps on bothering me. I'm not sure where it is. It's just somewhere in my jaw. Anyway, so Secret of the Mimic has its story explained, an actual story in the game explained, and um yeah it's thankfully not shrouded in mystery and kept in the dark, especially if Scott Coffin forgets about what he was going to do with certain things, like the Fnaf 4 box, for example. Like he can't remember the actual context of what the box was, what was actually contained in the box. And I understand. I mean, if he just forgot and can't remember about what he was supposed to put inside the box, even though not literally, um, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't care about the FNAF 4 box. I really don't care about that. But, certain, when, if you people know that FNAF has multiple fan games with different characters, or like FNAF rewritten or rebooted into something else entirely, like still focusing on key aspects of what FNAF is with certain characters. But there have been 2 FNAF fan games that have been official, not in the FNAF universe, but in like the Fazbear universe, the Freddy Fazbear or FNAF fan game or fanverse universe with the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, Five Nights at Candy's, and Pop Goes, obviously. Five Nights at Candy's created by Emil Mako, and Pop Goes created by King Carter. I love both of their games, even though I never played them. I do love the story and how, well, Pop Goes was shrouded in mystery at first. I didn't know what was happening with, for example, the minigames and the actual story itself. But hearing and seeing about it over and over again, I completely understand it. As for Five Nights at Candy's, I have already talked about Mary Schmidt, and, you know, she already has her trilogy. Five Nights at Candy's, Five Nights at Candy's 2, involving her daughter Marilyn, and Five Nights at Candy's 3, where it's a prequel, and you see Mary as a child in the early 1960s. Yeah. But we don't know everything there is about Mary. Like certain details of who she married, and, you know, I thought about it, and if Emil actually added some stuff into his remastered version of Five Nights at Candy's 2, I would now imagine like minigame cutscenes involving Marilyn. The beginning cutscene would be her at school with her friends, and them saying that, hey, you lost the bet. You have to spend 5 nights at the abandoned factory by yourself. And Mary would be like, there's no way in hell that I'm doing that. And they're like, scared. And she would be like, fine, I'll do it. And I would also imagine another cutscene where, how can I say this? Actually, I would imagine cutscenes of her, like, Marilyn at the, at where she's supposed to be at in the factory, and she gets some phone calls from her friend or crush, and it fades into the gameplay And then another cutscene, the last cutscene of Marilyn getting out of the factory and seeing that her mother was outside waiting for her and seeing the factory like burn down. I would honestly love that. I mean, I'm already imagining it right now where you can actually see what Marilyn looks like and what Mary looks like as an adult in color, with Mary and Marilyn having their hair down and Mary wearing her green turtleneck and black pinafore dress, and Marilyn wearing I would mostly imagine Marilyn wearing blue outfits. And one of her friends would be named Nettie. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of just randomly talking about certain stuff that I'm thinking of. I don't know how to say it except that I would still want this to be canon. I mean it. I would still want this to be canon. Just Mary Schmidt, her husband named Michael. I would still have her husband being named Michael because Mike Schmidt, I'm still doing this, and I will not apologize for it. I love the Mike and Mary Schmidt ship, and I'm proud of it. Even though I wouldn't believe it to be Michael Afton and Mary Schmidt anymore. Because, obviously, Five Nights at Candy's is not actually part of the Fnaf universe. But if it was, Mary would probably not have a big age gap with Michael Afton, obviously. And maybe her story needs to be changed a bit, and maybe her, I don't know, her color palette, maybe? I don't know. And my character, Quinzel Schmidt, the only ginger born in her family. And, of course, there's Marilyn. How can I forget Marilyn? I would never forget her. Her and her mother are completely underrated, and the lore of Five Nights at Candy's is barely even talked about by anyone else, and I feel like I'm the only one talking about it. At least, that's what I'm thinking. I am really sorry. I am really sorry for this random ass video. I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess, but I don't care. I really don't care. I would still want this to be canon. Please, for the love of God, make this canon. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's fine. Stay safe. Please, stay at home. Stay away from things that might make you uncomfortable in the outside world. Bye.